Hello, welcome back to Geek Vibes Nation. I am your content manager, Tia, and I am very happy to introduce Chad Michael Collins to the group. How are you today?
Hi, Tia. I'm very well. I'm very well. Thank you for having me on. Geek Vibes Nation.
Yes.
That could not sound more up my alley.
So you said, by the way, you were in PT. Are you in California right now?
I am. Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles, California,
You're
enjoying a
not
nice,
de
beautiful fall.
I was going to say you're not dealing with the cruddy weather that us in New York are dealing with.
As cruddy as it gets here, as we get a light rain. That's about as cruddy as it gets. I don't know, 12, 15 days a year. So
Thanks, rub it
all
in.
relative. I grew up in upstate New York, so
Oh,
I
okay.
certainly um I certainly know all about that cruddy November winter weather that goes on for 6 months, and the blisters on your hand from shoveling all the snow.
Yeah, it's not fun, but what are your Thanksgiving plans, by the way?
I like to watch a lot of NFL football. So this year it's feeling like just well, this is how I like to stagger my Thanksgiving day. First meal is on the first game.
Mhm.
Second meal is on the second game. Third meal of the same exact thing is on the third game. So it's a triple header, triple overindulgence of
Nice.
turkey and all the good stuff. So I love laying low, get a jump on Black Friday. It's kind of my one of my favorite holidays of the year for that reason.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is coming up and I'm super pumped for it. And this is my shameless way of using it as a transition to say people are going to use their Thanksgiving breaks, hopefully, to be playing Modern Warfare 3 that just came out.
That's a nice segue for sure.
Thanks. And you play Alex Keller. Will you come back to play Alex Keller in Modern Warfare 3? Tell me what that experience was like. Did you know that you were going to come back for the third one? Like, what was the filming process like? Just kind of walk me through that.
Yeah, so like you said, Modern Warfare 3 just dropped on the 10th of November. It was highly anticipated, as all the Modern Warfare games are. And Call of Duty comes out every year right around Black Friday,
Yeah.
so people can kind of get that and get the kids all happy and excited about it. So really proud to be a part of MW3. For those that don't know, I play a character called Alex Keller. I was one of the lead protagonists in Modern Warfare 2019 when they kind of rebooted the entire Modern Warfare universe after their epically popular original Modern Warfare trilogy back in the aughts in early 2000s. So it was really cool, really fantastic character, and they brought me back. So I'd been filming stuff going back to the end of last year and all throughout the early part of this year, and living that NDA lifestyle in terms of what I felt. But super happy to be back in the saddle, so to speak, in this really great first person shooter. There's nothing better as an actor than a franchise that you can keep coming back to. So I'm between that and the sniper movies. I'm very grateful.
Well, and I was going to say, like, with your background and everything, Modern Warfare Warzone and everything, so you're clearly a fan. And I
Yeah.
did see that you even play the game on Twitch. So, do you play as yourself when you're playing these games?
Uh, I do. It would feel wrong not to play as me. But I forget that I'm playing as me because it's a first person shooter. All you see is the hands in the barrel of the gun. I never see me until I get myself killed and
Yeah.
I'm laying on the ground. That's actually the only time that I see my character. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I gotta represent Alex, even if I represent him poorly. I know other people treat him much better than I ever do. But I do. I stream on Twitch. It's really fun. I picked that up during the pandemic, just as on a lark, and it's become really fun and something to do kind of part time and casual. And we built a really fun community over there at Twitch. So yeah, I drop in the Warzone and I play with really good friends who help me out tremendously because left to my own devices, I would not be very successful, and I would probably have rage quit, as the kids say, a long time ago.
Yeah, so backstory on myself. I like playing video games. I had never played Call of Duty or Modern Warfare prior to, like, I think last year with Modern Warfare 2 coming out was when the memes started happening, all those memes of the ghost and all that. and then I've
Yeah.
watched the campaigns on YouTube and everything. I'm like, let me see what this is all about. I kept dying every 2 seconds. I'm not very good at it at all. So I'm very much the person that I'm like, I'm just gonna watch the campaigns on YouTube and enjoy the
Yeah.
TikToks and everything. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at.
It's funny you say that because I remember, younger, on PlayStation 2 and whatever else, or Xbox, 1, playing all the original Modern Warfare trilogies. And for me, like, I've never been a multiplayer guy. I don't really do a lot of first person shooters, but I always love the single player campaign because that's the
Mhm.
story unfolding mission by mission that you get to kind of be a part of. And then you get to watch the payoff is the beautiful cinematics and watching the story unfold. So that's always how I used to play those games. But the great thing about Call of Duty is there's so many different game modes.
Yeah.
There's a 3-team kind of co-op mode, DMZ, there's Warzone, which is all just player versus player, battle royale, very Fortnite style. And then you can play the single player campaign. So you could just get really sweaty, as the kids also say, and play multiplayer, which is just hot, fast, furious, action, which, that sort of stuff just fries my brain.
It's
So
so much.
it's a young man's game.
I literally, because I think I was trying Warzone, and as soon as my character drops in, I'm just getting sniped out left and right. And I'm sitting there going, okay, because I'm used to playing, as you said, the campaign. I play third person, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA. So this whole really fast pace, really quick, oh God, what do I do here? So
It's frantic.
yeah.
I do a 2-hour stream and I'm always like, I'm exhausted. Like, it really takes it out of you. So I don't know how people put the 6-8 hours a day and 40, 50 hours a week into this. I mean, I think that's what it takes to be really good, obviously. But I'm lucky if I get 2 to 6 hours in there. And I suppose that's why on a good day I just stay mediocre.
Yeah, as long as you're having fun. But
It
I
is
mean,
fun.
I think the campaigns are really nice. I've watched the cinematic campaigns on YouTube, and your character, Alex, first of all, is a phenomenal character. And I think that what people really like about Alex too is his bond with Farah.
Mhm.
Were you happy to come back and have some interactions with Claudia again for Modern Warfare 3?
Yeah, I love the progression. And that's really an opportunity for an actor to be able to just add the layers as you have the backstories and you get to play the part more and do more scenes across more projects. So if we throw back to MW19, Alex is, he meets Farah and her brother Hadir for the first time, in Urzikstan. They don't trust him. He kind of has to earn their trust or else they're going to kill him, kind of thing. So that whole thing is, not only does he earn their trust, but he takes up their cause and kind of goes AWOL from the CIA, from the USA, to see their cause through and not get caught up in the political shenanigans that always inevitably seem to happen. Even sacrifices himself at the end, but it's revealed that he didn't die. He lost a leg, but he did survive, and so they've kind of put him back in there. And I really think it's a lot of fun to, we kind of got rid of the Hadir fella because even though they were brother and sister, they had two different ways of going, to war. Where Farah is more integrity, more honor. Let's do this the right way.
Yeah.
And Hadir is like, we need to win by any means necessary, even if we have to play dirty, by their low standards. So we kind of get rid of him and the ongoing DLC, downloadable content, the raids feature that they dropped all throughout this year, which is really fun. 3-player co-op stuff with shooting and puzzles, and it kind of continued our Modern Warfare 2019 storyline, and kind of, Hadir met his end, unfortunately. But Alex has been kind of firmly entrenched as far as right-hand man that her brother Hadir used to be. So it really is a lot of fun to kind of lean into that, because now you're kind of getting tastes of, like, Alex is still friendly with Captain Price and 141, and he cooperates with the US when he can, although he probably has to kind of lay low in terms of them, since he's a bit of a deserter. But at the same time, he's so far in Farah's cause that he's willing to make the questionable alliances that she chooses, for her overall objective. So it's an interesting character because he's kind of caught between the different worlds and the different factions. And but him and Farah are besties in the most professional sense ever.
Not according to TikTok.
Oh my God. Have you seen this hashtag far Alex?
Yes, I
It's not for the faint of heart, some of it. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, good luck. Fan fiction is lovely, but I'm pretty sure you're never going to see Call of Duty game go anywhere near a romance novel or any sort of steep trysts in the game. So
so I was gonna say, like, are you on like TikTok? Are you aware that so characters like Ghost, Jonathan Price, Soap, they get a lot of love on TikTok, but I've been seeing lately people calling Alex like, underrated. Why aren't people giving more love to Alex? I don't know if you've been seeing
yeah.
those or like how you feel about that.
Yeah, no, it is very flattering. I don't see all of it, but if someone is kind enough to tag me, it is very flattering. I think people were really happy to see Alex come back for Modern Warfare 3. He wasn't in Modern Warfare 2 just because the storyline took an entirely different direction, and it probably didn't make sense for Alex to be involved in that. So people were kind of relieved to see him back in the campaign. One of the biggest complaints, which is very endearing, is that they just said they wanted to see more of him, and they wanted to be able to at least play one or two missions where you could be Alex going through the missions. And I'm like, that's very flattering, but I'm grateful to be able to do those cut scenes and be part of that main storyline. And there is a mission where I kind of have Overwatch on Farah as she kind of snoops around a plane wreckage, and I'm the sniper talking to her on comms, and then she saves my bacon in the end. And the game's been out long enough. I don't feel like I'm spoiling anything at this point, but it was really, really fun. And the fans have been very flattering and endearing. And there's not many American characters in the Call of Duty universe. We've got Laswell, who's CIA and kind of the Watcher in the sky, and then we've got this dubious General Shepard character who's willing to kind of throw his own people under the bus, for his own kind of gain and political maneuvering. So Alex is a real G.I. Joe kind of American hero in a franchise that mostly has a lot of British and international characters. So I think people have really responded to that. Vets in particular have responded to it because of the prosthetic leg that Alex rocks now after surviving a chemical factory explosion. So it's really cool to see him so beloved, and I'm glad he didn't blow up in this one too. I think you can only cheat death so many times. So knock on wood, Alex sticks around, and we come back for Modern Warfare 4 or 5 or 10 or beyond.
I was going to say, are there any sort of like rumors that that's happening, or you don't know anything like that?
Oh, I have no clue, and this is what's interesting about, working on such massive AAA titles like that is it really is need to know. And,
Right.
You'll get your scenes for the day, but you really don't know how it ties into anything else. You don't get a big, massive script that you just pull your scenes out of when you go and film. It's just kind of creating it as they go with an overall vision. And then when you get on set, they kind of fill in blanks for the actors to give context and, what happened before, what this is going to lead to. But, we're not there when everyone else films. We're just kind of called in individually for our own filming. So I really have no idea. Of course, it's all papered up with NDAs because everyone's looking for leaks and spoilers and hints. And that, I mean, I just love it. They're so passionate. You go on YouTube, there's so many unbelievable YouTubers just with speculation videos and here's my theory. And I'm like, this just speaks to how much people love this universe and these characters. So, as I often say, I'm like, it's above my pay grade. I really, I take my orders top down. So I never have any idea. And I did what you did. I went on YouTube and just kind of watched the cinematics that my co-stars did to kind of see what they shot, their performances, and to kind of see where that led in the story and how it ended.
When you were filming, because I know everything with different games are different, were you just in the studio in front of a microphone doing your lines, or were you doing some scenes in person with like, the get up with the little balls and everything?
Yeah, it's an interesting process. And, I have a YouTube channel where I've kind of, try to put some BTS videos up there of what this process looks like, so there's kind of 2 or 3 components to it. Filming the cinematics is full motion capture. So it's the full, face capture. There's a camera that just kind of gets your micro expressions in an extreme close up. And then of course there's cameras all around the entire mocap studio as, you and the actors are kind of working the scene and using the entire stage. But it's the full suit. It's the full facial likeness. Obviously they're getting your voice with some microphones on the helmet. And they've got, those different cameras kind of capturing you 360 the entire time. So all the cinematics are full motion capture face capture, performance capture performances. But then the missions itself, like if you play in the mission where Farah kind of snoops around the plane wreckage to get clues to what's happening here, we do an entire voiceover. Me and Claudia had a 90-page script
Oh,
that
wow.
we did together for that mission, because the interesting thing about video games is it's you don't just give one answer, because Farah could get up to anything. So you
Yeah.
kind of have to cover it with every possibility there, so that what she decides to do in the moment with player agency, you have a line that covers that and addresses it. So you kind of often say the same thing 3 to 5 different ways just to make sure that the player has a unique original experience every time that fits with that. So that's solely a voiceover session. And the third component really is if you're lucky enough to have an operator that people can play multiplayer Warzone with, stuff like that, you'll go in and you do about 4 voiceover sessions to cover about 1,100 battle chatter lines.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the third component of what we do. If you have an operator that you can play as in the game outside of the campaign. So and that's strictly voiceover as well.
That must be so interesting when you're reading the script for the operator moments. I just imagine you're saying things like, no, and that's just
Oh, the
doing that.
efforts. Yeah. Those are called efforts in the
Oh,
voiceover world.
okay.
Efforts, like take a light hit, take a medium hit, take a hard hit. So it's like, it's that kind of thing. And you do multiple takes of those, and jumping, being set on fire, falling to your death. You have to cover everything, being exploded and blown up, that sort of stuff. And then the standard call outs, like need ammo, and stuff like that. So it's
That's
really
fun.
fun, and you have to kind of cover the bases as well. But my favorite are the taunts,
Yeah.
because when you down a player or you get the best of someone or you perform one of these executions, it's kind of the trash talking moment that's a lot of fun. It's a nice payoff when you hear that in the game, because it's
Love
rare.
that.
Rare for me anyway.
And just to jump back to when you were talking about having the motion capture suit and everything, does that get distracting having something literally extending from your head with a little camera on it? I feel like it would be distracting.
I'll tell you what, we dodged bullet in Call of Duty because there's no, there's no like love interest storylines. There's no romantic moments. And I know a lot of video games obviously have that because it's a natural part of the story they're going to tell. I'm like, I don't know how you do it with a 1-foot bar coming off this helmet with a camera coming back in your face. Because even when we have to have a close-up scene, like if a character gets really intense with another and you just kind of gets up in the grill, you kind of have to be aware of this massive bar with a camera in front of your face. So there's been some tangled up moments
I
in
can
that.
imagine. Yeah.
But, other than that, we're jammed into black spandex covered with these, Velcro shiny balls that capture the points of articulation on you. It makes bathroom being, a bit of a pain since you're just kind of Velcroed into this darn thing. And, the helmet gets uncomfortable after a while. But let me just say, it's a breeze compared to being in a real war or a battlefield. There's nothing to really complain about at all.
And you're doing it because you're making a product that people are going to really enjoy. So the payoff is nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a lot of fun. I love being on the mocap stage, and the people at Infinity Ward, and then Sledgehammer, who came on for this game, couldn't be more fantastic to work with, and just really good people. And we do have a lot of fun. We shoot a lot of high stakes scenes, but if you could actually see us clowning around on set, we're having the times of our lives, and it's a shout out to my fellow actors who just have such good energy and are very talented. And we can be clowns on set, and as soon as it's action, it's like they're right there, and we're doing our thing, and then cut, it's more clown show.
I mean, Modern Warfare has a lot of big names in it. You got Claudia, Barry Sloan, Michael, then oh my gosh, I forget the actor's name who plays Soap, and I was just looking at it today. But Neil, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone else, when I was watching the cutscenes, I was like, gosh, they get a lot of really big people in these things. So that must have been really cool to just be with some really dedicated actors, on set.
Yeah. And that's how far I think video games have come, because if you go back maybe 10, 12 years, motion capture wasn't so predominant. But as the technology has exponentially increased, they really need to have actors who can kind of bring the emotion and the expression and the body language behind it, whereas before they would just do that digitally, a little bit more crudely with the technology they had back then, and they just have a voice actor, kind of articulate and emote their way through what the character's saying and going through. So it's a testament that they go after really high quality actors who are very experienced and can really bring a big performance, because it's the technology does not leave it. You can't leave anything to the imagination anymore. It's so hyper real, and that's you need a good quality actor to kind of bring that home and understand how you're always in a close up, and then you're always in a big wide, like as if you're doing theater. And that's something that a lot of actors have to be aware of. And this style of acting is a little bit different than standard TV and film. But yeah, to your point, I work the most closely with Barry Sloane, who plays Captain Price, and obviously Claudia Dumit, who plays Farah, and Gaz is played by Elliot. And I work closely with them, especially across the first game. So it's always a treat to get to be reunited with them. But wonderful people, super talented actors. And I think what's nice is about meeting them 4 or 5 years ago, and then just seeing how everyone's leveled up and seeing how everyone's working on other project. Claudia on The Boys, and Barry always does fantastic, incredible projects. But then again, I've never met Soap. I've never met Neil. I never met Makarov, the Julian, the actor for that. So there's a lot of people that maybe I'll be in the game with that I haven't had a chance or the pleasure to meet yet.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
You were saying that your character, Alex, having lost his leg, becoming an amputee, really resonated with people, veterans who have gone through similar situations. How important is that for you to be able to resonate with veterans?
I think it's been it's been a great honor, and a great blessing. And the people I've encountered, the people have been very supportive of me and are just really appreciative. But all credit due to Infinity Ward, Activision, for kind of having the consciousness, because I know that there's the Call of Duty Endowment, which is their kind of excuse me, nonprofit charity branch of Call of Duty that goes and supports vets of every service. And so I've tried to work with them. I try to work with other things, but it's always great to have the feedback. It's always great to see that those things resonate, because it's a very real thing. It's a very tragic thing, but to kind of pay homage to what people really go out there in real life. It's a very humbling thing to be able to kind of represent that, in a video game. And I found that an incredible number of vets and, past and current and present former military servicemen and women, they love Call of Duty. They love it. They play it all the time. And it's really cool to run games, with those people as well.
That is awesome. And you've been in a lot of movies in the Sniper franchise. Would you say that your experience with that has kind of helped you play Alex, or it's just two totally different things?
I've been pretty lucky to play a lot of pretend soldiers, on screen, which, and I've said this so much over the years, but I grew up on G.I. Joes, just absolutely obsessed with G.I. Joes, and so when the acting stuff started to click for me and take off a little bit, it's like, God, I just want to do this. I'd just be happy doing this, G.I. Joe type stuff, for an entire career. And that would just be a fantastic journey for me and a lot of fun. So, I don't think it hurts. I remember when I did my original audition for Modern Warfare 2019, we talked a lot about the Sony Pictures Sniper franchise. And for your viewers or audience that don't know, we just released the 10th movie in the action sniper franchise from Sony, and I played the lead, Brandon Beckett, and I've been the lead of those things across the last 7 for about 12 or 13 years. So I do remember having a conversation with Brian Bloom and one of the creators and the writers over there, and our director at the time at Infinity Ward. We just talked a lot about sniper and what that is, because obviously if they can get someone who's comfortable, with this words, with the language, with the movement, with how you kind of hold a firearm, they'll take it. But of course, we had the advantage of Navy SEALs being there to kind of walk us through things every single day on set as well. So I think there's a lot of beautiful crossover. The characters are pretty similar. And listen, typecast me all day. I'm good. Call me. I'm available.
Do you have like a lifetime contract with the Sniper film franchise? It's just like, all right,
Oh my God.
let's
I
get
wish I had that kind of
chatting.
I wish I had that kind of job security. There's been many moments over the years where I'm like, I don't take it for granted. At any point, the ride could stop. At any point, Alex could be killed off Call of Duty. And what a ride. But at any point, Brandon could have went down or been replaced in the Sniper franchise with another character. So I treat everyone like it's the last time, and I kind of work backwards from that state of appreciation and really, really loving the blessing that it is. And I'm always pleasantly surprised when I get the call and we're going to fire up another one, boot up another one, whether it's a sniper movie or to come back and shoot some more Call of Duty stuff. So to be humble and grateful, I think is the key. And, knock on wood, I haven't failed my way out of these things yet. And I hope that I don't screw it up.
I don't think you will.
I think I got this by now.
What's the dream role? Like, because I clearly can see that, as you said, you're nerdy. I see the Legends of Zelda behind you and all that. So it's like, okay, you're in this realm. When you're thinking about like DC, Marvel, all that good stuff, what's the dream role?
Oh man. It's so hard to pin that down because I have so many interests with that sort of stuff. I'm a huge fan of knights and the medieval. I read a lot of historical fiction from like Bernard Cornwell, and I love the fantasy medieval setting of any novels, whether it's anything from The Witcher to Game of Thrones to going back to The Hobbit in my early days, which probably ruined me for the rest of my life and explains my nerd den as it looks now. But to be able to do that, to play a role as a knight and swing some swords around has always been kind of a bucket list things for me. And obviously, I've always loved fantasy RPGs, everything from the Zelda to Final Fantasy and the D&D games, Baldur's Gate, etc. And I play a lot of D&D too, so I'm just obsessed with that sort of stuff. It's my favorite. I'm probably a better modern soldier fit than I am, any of these fantasy medieval things. But at the same time,
they can throw a blonde wig on you like they do
right
in House of the Dragon or The Witcher, and you're good to go.
Cavill makes it look good, right?
Yeah.
Cavill makes it look good. That thing can't be comfortable on his head the entire time. But I love that sort of stuff. Anything associated with comic books, which were so close to my heart growing up, would just be a dream. Even on an animated series, if not the live action sort of stuff. So kind of open to taking all of it. I feel like I'm already living the dream. So that other stuff is just kind of icing on the cake, to play a pretend soldier and to be lucky to be in Call of Duty and lucky to keep, carrying on with the sniper franchise, But if you want to throw me on a horse and give me a sword and plate of armor that's hopefully very light, not standard plate, maybe a chainmail, I'd be super thrilled about that stuff too.
Well, I do think House of the Dragon has started filming back with season 2 now that the strike is over. So maybe have your agent throw something out there.
It's so funny because I've been in this business for a while, and it is always flattering when you see that on social media. You should be in this. You would make a great Nathan Drake. I get all these sorts of things all the time, and I just think it's wonderful. Because it's show business. And let me tell you, there's a business part to this industry, and who in the public would possibly know how the machine works, though. So you see a lot of British international actors that often fill the slots for these type of shows, but they're Shakespearean trained, and they've got the accent kind of baked in, and it's like, well, that makes sense. And a lot of them shoot in these epic, beautiful locations overseas in Europe, the old castles in Ireland, and you name it. So the business part is. That kind of makes sense for the actors. Not to say that they don't, open the door to other people from other places, American in particular, but they're trying to tell a particular story, with a particular look and a particular sound, and particular actors kind of fit that bill better than others. And I don't think that I'll have a Shakespearean trained actor replace me, hopefully, as Brandon Beckett, American Sniper. But I'm not sure that I'll replace Ian McKellen as Gandalf anytime soon. So you kind of take what you get and you stay in your lane, and you just kind of stay humble and grateful for it regardless.
That is very very true. But you know, Robert Downey Jr. has played a Brit, and so has Peter
Yeah.
Dinklage. So I say keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. They got a few more trophies than I do. So I imagine they have a little bit more pull with that sort of stuff. I have
uh,
Funkos. I don't think those things are worth anything trying to get hired at Game of Thrones. And I'm like, I have a whole shelf full of Funkos.
I
What does Peter
have
Dinklage have? An Oscar? Please.
I have a wall of Funkos in my bedroom. Every time I go to New York Comic Con, I make it my mission to leave with at least two. So I totally get
Exclusives? Do you
sometimes
go for exclusives? Yeah.
I've gotten a few exclusives, but mostly it's just I don't want to buy them online. I just want to buy them in person. So I'll see that and be
Yeah.
like, ooh, I didn't know that existed. Okay, let me grab
Right.
that. So
I have a
like
few of
that.
the exclusives too. There's like a Moon Knight exclusive I got in here
Ooh.
somewhere. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm probably, I don't know. I should probably I'm a man of a certain age. I should probably not have so many Funkos. I should probably cut it down, but you
I
know.
don't know. I'm 33 and I sit there and go, whatever. I'll keep being a nerd and a geek. It's fine.
Once a nerd, always a nerd.
Exactly. I do see that. So you're very active on social media, right? And I realized that once I had reached out for this interview, I'm like, I think I've been following him on Twitter for years.
Hmm.
Just so I was like, that's cool. And then obviously you're on Twitch, you got a YouTube channel and everything. But on top of doing all that, do you have any other projects that you have upcoming that you'd like to tell people about?
Yeah, well, the big one where we had a 6 month actor strike. So during that time, unfortunately, we released our latest sniper film, Sniper Grit. I feel like I had a copy here. There it is. No, it's not. I had a copy here for a little show and tell, and now it's gone missing, unfortunately. So, but on my social media, you can see the poster and stuff like that. So we released at the end of September. We're really proud of it. We shot it in Malta. Really a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and tons of action as we always try to do there. So I've been playing catch up, obviously speaking with you and some other wonderful outlets to be able to kind of promote that. It's out on VOD and DVD as well. And then of course Modern Warfare 3 dropped. So we're kind of, getting as much fun promotion talking about the projects I'm lucky to do as possible. But well, we're all happy to be back, us
Yes.
actors and playing with possibilities back on the audition circuit. I don't have anything concrete really lined up, but I've been having some conversations about some fun stuff. So we'll see where that leads, but we're approaching the holidays, so I'll have a little bit more time to actually play through the Modern Warfare 3 campaign and hope maybe I'll stream that on Twitch. But I love making videos for YouTube. It's something that I've really kind of tried to develop over the past year because I'm on set and I get to do wonderful things all around the world, and to take a couple of videos here and there and kind of show what that's like behind the scenes. I feel like people really enjoy that and appreciate that. So whether it's Call of Duty voiceover sessions that people get to see, in real time, once the character is released, or I'm about to release a video of my experience in Malta, excuse me, shooting Sniper Grit. So it's really fun. So between that and putting my Warzone misadventures on Call of Duty, it's been a lot of fun to kind of build up this YouTube channel and kind of have a community over there as well.
And people can find you by just clicking in Chad Michael Collins.
Yep, that's I think it's just Chad Collins on YouTube. But man, there's so many darn platforms. It's really hard to manage them all. They just keep coming.
They really do. My editor in chief just asked me the other day, he goes, do you want an invite code to, I don't even remember the name of it. And I was like, what is that? And he goes, oh, the new app by the guy who originally did Twitter. And I sat there and go, how many apps do I need to
I
have?
know. But then some of them, seem like, the hottest thing since sliced bread, and then they kind of fade away. Like, is Clubhouse still a thing? Like, I really don't know. I kind of stick to the big three, and I just got on the Threads. I do a little bit of the TikTok, not very much though. But yeah, I love the format of YouTube in
Yeah,
particular. It seems to be a catch-all where you can actually put some long form videos up there as well. And I'm a huge YouTube consumer
me
just
too.
because I think it's like free, college. It's like free university. Like I learned so much watching experts on YouTube, doing stuff for free. If I have a problem with anything, I just fixed the garbage disposal the other day. And I'm like, okay, what's the make and model? I wonder if there's a YouTube video. Of course there was.
There always
So, it's
is.
incredible. It really is.
My first time making a turkey, I
Yeah.
followed a recipe on YouTube and I loved it. I have
Unbelievable.
I have a friend that I told her, I go, she's like, what are you watching? And I go, I just watch a lot of YouTube. She goes, I couldn't do
Yeah.
that. I have to watch shows or something. I go, I love YouTube. I just throw it on and everything is
I'll tell
there.
you what. It's funny you say that because YouTube actually cost me my show time. So I'm like, I'm watching less and less shows and movies because I'm just
Yeah.
like, got certain channels on YouTube that I love to stay caught up on. But here's a hack. And maybe this only works for me because my brain is able to process it, but I speed every video up 2x. And so it's like
Oh, okay.
kind of thing, but it cuts your listen time in half. It kind of raises the voice of people and makes them sound a little squeaky squawky like mice, but at the same time, it really helps me kind of blaze through double the amount of
Mm.
video and content that I want to watch. So little hack that wouldn't work so well in a TV show or film, I don't think.
No, I haven't done that yet, but I don't know. I've been really on the YouTube and Audible. I love listening
Oh
to
yeah,
audiobooks. So
sure.
again, me working from home, I just pop it in and do my thing and I love it.
Yeah.
So that's just
It's
where
so
I'm
funny
at.
because you go back like a decade ago or even more, it's like nothing better I'd love to do than roll down the windows, get in the truck, take a little road trip, and just rock music the entire way. And now I'm just kind of like, I just did a film in Vegas, excuse me, called Desert Dawn, a little action film with Kellen Lutz and Cam Gigande. I'm not sure how to say his last name, but I had to do the LA to Las Vegas drive. It was about 5 hours with the stops and the gassing up and everything. It's just I loved it. It was Utah the entire time. And I was like, man, things change when you get a little bit older. Because I would have been,
They really
rocking
do.
Nirvana or Pumpkins, the entire trip
Nice.
and just loving it. And now I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna save all these videos in advance, and for 5 hours straight, I'm gonna just flood my mind with this good info.
That definitely was me because back in the day, because I'm showing my age, is that I was 33. So I had the car with the big CD thing, and I'm listening to
Yep.
Alice in Chains and Metallica, Megadeth, and I'm listening
Oh
to
yeah.
that all the time. And as you said, now it's either Audible or I'm saving the YouTube videos.
My
And I
goodness.
go, where did my love for music go?
Don't get older, kids. Don't get older.
That's the message.
I'm old enough to remember cassette tapes in my cassette tape collection, which I still have at my parents' attic, I think.
I mean, they could be
Hmm.
worth something one day, just in case.
Maybe,
Maybe.
maybe. I don't know. I listened to them so much that they're held together with Scotch tape at this point. So I'm not sure what the resale value is on Scotch taped cassettes are, but I'm guessing low.
Listen, I love that type of medium. I still have VHS tapes, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
I got my OG collection as a kid, the Ninja Turtles movie, and all the other fun stuff.
Yeah, so don't get old, I guess. But but Chad, I'm not going to take up any much more of your time. I know that you're recovering and everything. I appreciate you even being here. Again, those who are watching, please make sure you check out Modern Warfare 3 if you're a gamer. And I think you said it's Sniper Grit, right? Did I get that
Yes.
right? Cool.
Sniper Grit, the global response and intelligence team.
Make sure you
It's
check that out, guys. And thank you again, Chad. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving watching
Oh,
football.
you too. You too. Enjoy. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Bye.